think I thought that more people would want to catch on and want to take a part in encouraging zero waste and sustainable culture.
But some people are just not receptive and they don't want to hear it and they want to remain ignorant, and I can't force it upon them to learn this stuff and care.
There are certain places that fire exists, but it's not everywhere. And it's not in a lot of places in America. It's just not.
There's not a whole lot of understanding about what we can or should or want to do about any of this.
So a lot of times it's just us in the media, slogging through a community, and it's pretty depressing sometimes.
It's not necessarily about knowing that you're going to pick up every single piece of garbage in the North American continent or anything, but about being able to get it up and showing to people, like, this was yours, like, this is yours, this is still yours, you live with this.
I don't expect, the world to be fully sustainable when we're done with this, and that's not even, reasonable.
It's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking.
It's like the same mountain of trash every day, just a different place geographically. I guess I came up with the idea for Pick Up America to walk across the country and pick up trash. Originally, the idea was just to start walking and picking up trash and making videos about it. If I was going to do it alone, I would do it alone.
I sort of felt like I had to go, mainly because there's a great big world out there, and Maryland is only one tiny piece of the puzzle, and that's all I've ever really known.
The sense of urgency that I felt in myself to be a proactive member of society and in turn have that create my own sense of inner peace and happiness, it just made sense.
This isn't about our environment, it's about all of us. It's about us living in our environment and that consciousness.
To be honest, I don't really know where we are on 52. I think we're in the middle of nowhere on 52, and we've traveled about 15 miles down the road at this point into Ohio. Car debris, most common thing we find. It's all about the cars.
Each county recycles differently. So here they do 1s, 2s, and aluminum, and we just throw whatever metals and plastic bags in, and then everything else goes in there.
Depending on the state we're in, the Department of Transportation for the state will come and pick the bag up for us. And usually they don't recycle here, so the Department of Transportation doesn't, so we'll have to put everything in the bag, but if we're lucky and we find a community member who will pick up recyclables for us, then we will. We have certain terminology that we use on the road. One is co-bagulate, taking two bags and combining them. Co-bagulate. So we rely on other people to pick up our recyclables from the side of the road. Next year, We hope to get a pickup truck, because then we'll be able just to pick it up ourselves and take it there.
To dispose of trash in the country, you know, they don't have roadside pickup, curbside pickup in a lot of places, so you got to haul your own trash to a dump, and it costs money. So a lot of times people end up just chucking it on the side of the road.
This is terrible.
And then like a lawnmower comes by and shreds it all up.
Yeah.
This is what happens to your plastic bags. The oceans are filled with this plastic. There's 6-to-1 pieces of plastic to plankton in the ocean right now. When we could have just used reusable bags.
This whole thing is sort of a big performance piece. You know, walking across the country is a big performance to just show how much trash we produce.
Like, yeah, we're picking up trash and we're like giving all these statistics and like showing people like really how much we're consuming. And this is only on the side of the road. There's so many people we need to talk to and so many people we need to educate.
And trash is the most visual rallying point in America. Everybody can conceptualize what trash is.
Why do we use so much stuff? Why do we consume so much? Like everything that we own comes in packaging. You know, nothing's clean or nothing's sterile unless it comes in plastic packaging.
You can recycle that plastic bottle, but it's what, maybe 2%, 3% of those plastic bottles in the country even get recycled? That doesn't make sense. Today's a pretty average day. Dropping, you know, maybe a bag every 40 feet.
We average about 100 pounds per mile.
But since we've been in Ohio, I think we've been averaging close to 300 pounds per mile. I don't even know. That's all from just about 2 miles of road here. When we total it up, I bet it's gonna be around 1,000 pounds. We weigh every bag basically so we can know how much trash we picked up, because it's kind of like when you tell people you've picked up 34.5 tons, it has a lot more significance when you're like, well, yeah, we've weighed every single bag, and we know that definitely.
16!
27.
I don't know how many drops we've had so far, but I'd say it's somewhere around 13,000 or 14,000 individual bags that we've put down on the side of the road. That's the most important thing, is that data really correlates into academia, and then politicians really wanting to do something about this litter problem.
So here we are, we just pulled out about probably 300 pounds in tires. Tires are a little exciting because it's some weight, and the more weight, the more astounded people are of how much junk there is on the side of the road.
It's like, look at all the garbage that I picked up. Look at what we did. We got all this off the ground, but then you go, wait, why is there this much of it on the ground to begin with? Like, why is that here for me to pick up? It's too much sometimes. Like, really.
It's a little defeating.
Human consumption is really scary.
The trash that we find on the side of the road is indicative of so many of the environmental and social problems that we have in the world. It's not just trash that's there.
Now, we have gone very far away from understanding these natural processes of ecosystems and our place within them.
Humans are the only species on Earth that create a type of waste that isn't usable to anything else, to any other organism.
It's not just about litter, it's about consumption. how we're constantly being toyed with to think that we need to do all these things and have all these things and buy and waste.
And it's just this cycle that we're stuck in. You know, it's not sustainable. We keep taking things out of the earth too quickly.
The extraction of those resources, relates to the exploitation of people in other countries. The production of those resources relates to the pollution causing cancer in different communities around our country. How the consumption of those resources that eventually become waste contributes to the unhappiness of an entire privileged generation.
They're not just wasting their resources, they're wasting their time. Their time is their life.
And tapping into that is sort of the healing process that we need to get back to understanding our place within nature. This is a particularly dirty stretch of road right here. Yeah, it was like really clean in Kentucky, and then as soon as we got into Ohio, it was just like,
They stink so bad. You don't want to smell it.
I wonder if it's pee.
oh God, that's pee.
Still cold.
Oh, it smells good. Does it taste good?
Mm-hmm. It's a little creamy.
You all want some chocolate milk? Some trash can chocolate milk? Weird. You just gotta make everything a joke, because it's pretty sad seeing all this litter out here, and the fact that nobody really recognized it as a problem, and it's like the baseline, just appreciating the land around you,
I mean, it's fun sometimes, but it's kind of monotonous. But I think the mission is really what's important, and that's kind of what keeps us going, I think. Just look at this. Like, that's my statement.
Get angry. And I think that everyone really needs to take some time out to stop and consider the wheel that we're running around on and the rat race that we're going through, and just quit, and just quit. Just throw it away. It really doesn't mean anything. Just stop it.
We're all guilty. We're all guilty in this world for it. The destruction of whether it be a mountain or a stream bed.
No one spends time outside anymore. Like, we need to connect with nature a lot more, so we love it, and so we know what we have to conserve. If we don't spend time outside, then there's no point in conserving it.
Find your place within that celebration of life, that arising while you're alive, and don't be afraid to decompose when it's over, because they'll give chance to another rising of life again.
People think we're crazy. I guess we are in the societal sense, but we're not. We're just idealistic young people that want to see a change for the better.
We all have to love each other in order for this to work, for us to sustain ourselves, for us to forgive ourselves and everyone else.
And so get fired up and care about something. and then go do something about it. Just get up and go do something about it. What are you doing?